Thank you for joining me today. My project is 4 panels of curtains with pinch pleats, and they need to be shortened. My friend and I decided that we needed to make them 115 inches. 2 of the panels are one length and 2 panels are another length, but there's enough fabric to be removed from both sets. So let's get on with it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the bottom of my measuring stick along the bottom of the curtains about 3 inches in from the side. I'm going to take that down, straighten everything out and measure to 30 inches. 3 times 30 is 90. Double check the bottom and put the pin in. Push that down, straighten the fabric out. I've got to uncoil this fabric. So I'm going to just come down here for my next stretch of 30 inches. Flatten it out, don't stretch it out. I'm going to put the measuring stick on the pin, measure up from that pin up and put that one on 30 inches too, all the way through. Scooch the fabric around again. I don't have very much space. I'm having to do this here. Bit inconvenient, but just one of those things. I'm going to have to cut that out. That shouldn't be there. That's a fault in the fabric. I've seen that a couple of times, but that's one of the worst ones. Unwind everything a little bit, flatten it, don't stretch it, remeasure. The end of the ruler is on the pin and that goes on 30 again, in and across. So that's my 90 inches. So the last one is 25 inches. Again, flatten the fabric out. Put the end of the ruler on the 90. It looks like it's going to be there, because that's the 25. So I'm going to just pop that in there for now. Before I measure it again, I'm actually going to take this out. So I'm going to pull the hook out and remove this. I keep these in until I get to the point where I'm measuring them too. This is not a system I've seen before, and I'm not going to be putting it in. I've already measured and put the heading in on another set of curtains. And I tried using this system, but I wasn't that happy with it. One, it was a little bit awkward to sew in, kept sliding because it's plastic and it's flimsy and it just doesn't want to go where I wanted it to go. Take that out. Ooh, spider's been in there. The other thing that I noticed was that the joins here weren't straight. This one's not too bad. It slips out here, and the same on this side. It does tend to go out. So I should imagine that whoever put these in had to adjust as they were going, which is not the way you want to do it. Now that that's flat, I'm going to remeasure and see whether that's where it comes to. Always remeasure your work. It could vary by 1/8 of an inch, it could vary by 1/4 of an inch, but you really want to make sure that it's as close to. If it's 1/2 an inch, it's worth remeasuring, but if it's within 1/8 either up and down, just choose where you want to go and put it in. It doesn't have to be absolutely on the ball because they hang, they're going to drop slightly, and you never know, when you were laying the fabric out you might have been inadvertently stretching it. So I'm just going to pull all of this back up and start again. Just measured up a second time, and this does come down slightly to there. This is weird because each one of these curtains, the top is different. This seems to be the lowest. I've got it going through there, I've got it going through there, and I've got it going through up here. It's 2 panels on one side of a fireplace and 2 on the other. Kind of recognise from the photo what kind of setup she has. It's quite traditional in some of the older buildings. Okay, so that's where my fold mark is going to be. I've already undone this one. I'm going to undo the second one because I want this open. The first set that I did, the amount coming off the top was about 15 inches. This is about 3, so they were quite different in length, which is why you should never assume that all curtains you're given are the same length, and the reason you should always measure them up separately. I will say I was quite fascinated by these. These are on a ratchet, so you can adjust these to any depth you want and they'll hold there. My only concern is they are plastic, just gives, dries out. Anyway, I'm going to throw that away, I don't need that. Tidy up these bits because I don't want that either. One thing I did do was measure each of the pleats. That is 5 3/4. This is over 6 inches, so all of the pleats are different sizes, which then means all of the gaps are different sizes. Some are 3, some are 4. These particular curtains are static, so it really didn't matter that that's how these were done. It does, however, matter to me. I'm going to pull that out because I know that will go into the seam. Push all of that down into that point and see where that falls on the pattern. It looks like there's a little bit of the white showing on this side and there, so I'm going to pull that out to the outside edge and steam it into place. I'm going to replace my pin. Doesn't have to be anywhere near where I've just ironed. I'm going to move that over to the next section. Smooth that fabric down in to that crease, adjust everything to where I think it goes, which is about there. Looks even. And again, I'm going to steam it into place. Pin that piece in and move along. Now as I move along, I'm going to have to pull out these pleats, which would need to be done anyway because I've got to cut across there. If you keep everything flat, you'll find that the heading is a lot easier to put in. Open that up, doesn't matter which order you do it in, and straighten it out. Now I think I'm going to take the next one out as well for good measure, so I've got a nice long run. I've got the next section ready. I'm going to push that down, make sure the lining and the fabric are in line with each other. Something I noticed was they've actually stapled the lining and the curtain together. That's a bit weird. Everybody does things their own way. I am ironing some of that out because I will be cutting across there in a minute, and if it's already pre-flat it makes a difference. Pin my next section into place and I'll work my way to the end of the curtain. There's various staples along here, so I'm going to take these pleats out and do exactly the same, just iron across and get that situated. I'm going to measure up 6 inches. Once you've got your point, especially with this fabric, there's lines for me to follow. I'm going to just cut that across. I'm cutting through some of the facing on the other side. I'm also going to cut down here. This is my initial cut, so I've got everything in the right place. Cut down there. And I'm also going to cut down here on this back side of the fold a little ways. I'm going to cut about 1 inch above that fold line for a short distance. I'm not going all the way across. This one here I want off, so you can go all the way across before you do anything else with your curtains if you want to. That's up to you. This one I'm just going to take here and cut that out too. I'm not keeping it for any reason, no need to. And I'm also going to go down and across, take some of that out. I don't need that there. Now this is 4-inch crinoline. Bring that back about 1/2 inch from the outside edge. Slot that in there along that fold, and then make sure that the fabric that's coming down folds on top like that. Again, I'm only going to do this in small sections. Fold that over the top like that. Adjust so it's tight in there. The lining of the curtain has come over the top of the crinoline, and keep that firm and steam it into place. Make sure everything underneath is firmly flat. I will sort this end out in a minute, just not yet. Pin that into place, move everything across. Take my pin out here, and this is why I take the majority of the fabric that I don't want off, because it gets a little bit awkward if you've got too much going on. And again, I'm going to cut the liner back, pull the fabric out and straighten it. Make sure that fold goes back into there like that. Roll the crinoline or paper, whatever it is you're using, into the fold of the lining. Fold that over, and then make sure that that is folded in along the top. You can pick the fabric up, you can move it, and just make sure everything is eased into place. Pull that out, pull that this way, fold the top over, a little bit further over from where you want to be ironing it into. Adjust. You're not pulling the fabrics out that way, you're just rolling them into place at the top. Steam this in, and the pins I've taken out I'm going to put back in. They just hold everything in situ until you finish sewing everything where you need it. And then onto the last stretch, and again I'm going to take this down. Actually, I'll take that pin out as well, otherwise I'm not going to get very far. It really doesn't matter how you do this, so long as you take about 1 inch off here on the lining side. So that's out of the way, and then here just take it a little bit further down. You just don't want too much bulk over that corner if you can help it. I'm going to roll this part in to here. Fold all of that in underneath the curtain lining. It's better to do it that way and then it's more secure. Then I'm going to cut that back about 1/2 inch from the end. Make sure that's securely in place and then fold this fabric over the top as I have all the way across. It's really the top you want tight in there. And again, just steam it into place. Seems like that might be caught up. Yeah, the lining wasn't very straight there. I could feel that it was caught round on itself. And then across. Pin it into position. I'm going to roll this in to place like that and under just for now. I am going to just pull this out, make those where it finishes, pull it all the way across and fold it in half, because I always put a pleat in the centre and then work out from the centre and even it out. Now I do have a pin right in the centre there, I usually do. Pull that out so I can make sure everything folds in half, double check everything. Now the size of these pleats doesn't have to be specific. Sometimes I put tape on, but there's little signs on there that I can use for this one. And say some of these were originally 6 inches, some of them were only 5 inches, and then the widths in between were anywhere from 3 inches up to 4. It was a total mess. Put my foot down, put my needle down. I'm going to reverse back first to the end there and then all the way forward. I'm going to keep it as even as I possibly can as I get to the bottom end of the crinoline. Off the end and then reverse. So that's my first pleat. I've just taken the pin out of there, which is here. I'm going to measure across from my seam to here, which is 3.5 inches. And pop that in. I know that for this particular application 3.5 inches is perfect. And then I'm going to fold that over, line the fabric up. I will have to adjust this. I'm going to line the pin up with my needle and then bring this out to the sign I'm going to follow to get that across. Take my pin out. If it moves slightly, I'm not going to be that upset. As I say, for this one I don't have any pullback, it's a static curtain. Needle down. I've lined it up with where I want on the pictures. Make sure the foot's down, reverse, and then all the way across. Make sure that the fabric is quite tight at the bottom of the crinoline. And then reverse when you get to the bottom. Remove, cut the threads, and repeat. I'm not that fussed about how really even they are, so long as they're going in. Line up my pin there with the needle, bring that back a little bit there, straighten the top out like that so it's even and squared off to each other, and then pop it back underneath and sew across. It really is quite easy. Before I put the last pleat in, I'm going to make sure that everything is even to the end. Remove the pin and fold the side in to place so it goes down the back of the curtain and is hidden. Fold the base of that up and into place so it is also not showing on the front like that. You have to be really careful because you really don't want it showing at the front at all. I'm going to slide it under here, running the outside edge of there along the outside edge of the top fabric. Make sure everything's underneath and hidden. Forward, back, and then forward all the way across. When you get to the top, reverse a few stitches and off. I'm going to measure out from the pleat there, 3.5 inches to here. Make sure the tops are even. I'm going to measure from where the needle comes down across to the gauge that I've decided on. It's there, so bring that back a little bit. Remove the pin, even everything out, press it into place. Make sure that's where it needs to be across the top. Slide it into position, needle down, reverse first, forward, and having pushed all the lining into place all the way across. On the second side, remove the pins and then measure from there to there. And this time the pin that you're trying to line up is on the top. Fold everything else underneath. Line your pin up with there. Move everything else back as necessary. It's a little bit of guesstimating on this one because I'm not really that bothered by it. I mean, I want them to look good, but I'm not concerned about exact measurements. Press that into place, remove this pin, line it all up, needle down, reverse and repeat. Before I get to the last one, I'm going to remove the pin, fold all of this in so it's hidden behind the hem on the side there. Fold everything in so it's nice and tight like that, and down, maybe a little bit further in. This time starting at the top, I'm going to reverse and then sew all the way down a foot width in to the bottom and finish up and off the end there. And then I'll put the last pleat in exactly the same way as I've done the others. Now I'm only putting double pleats in, not the traditional 3 pleats, so I'm going to push that together. Fingers in there to flatten out the seam, pop that down on top like that, and then bring both ends up so that they're even. Sometimes you need to push them into place. Usually I catch it at the top and then sew down there. These were done slightly differently, so I'm just going to repeat it. I'm going to measure down 2 inches from the top, finger there, put my needle through at least 1/4 inch down from the top. You don't want it much further than that. I've doubled over my thread, close that, and then come about 1/4 inch up like that and through, pull it tight, down and through. So I'm basically doing a cast off stitch. Just make sure that those are pulled in tight. I'm going over 4 times instead of the usual 3. I don't think my machine would have done this, so that's why I'm doing it by hand. Sometimes I need something to push it through with. And then all I'm going to do is go down, over a little distance, down, over, and then down and cut. And that's what I'm going to do on all of these pleats. These are actually quite nice and simple to do that way because you're not messing around like you would with a 3-pinch pleat. The last part is to put the pins in. Put my measuring tape down. I'm going to measure where the inside of that comes to. Has to be 1 inch, and then the bottom there comes to, let's have a look, just under 2 3/4. So I'm going to slip that in, pull it all the way up, and that should be 1 inch from the top, which it is. I'm going to do that for the rest of these. Slightly above 2 1/4, but not by very much. I always measure every one that I put in, and I'll make my way all the way across here to the other side. Sometimes they go in quite easily, and other times they are really quite stiff to push through. You're meant to put them in between the seam, but sometimes you end up picking up more of the fabric than you do the seam. This is a different style. If I measure down there, it's actually a little bit above there. So that is 2 1/8 for this one. You don't even have to use the same styles, so long as you've got them in there coming to the same height at the top. And if it's too difficult, put something behind and help that go into place. Just be aware if you pull them too much, they will rip the seam, and we don't want that to happen. Thank you for joining me on this project today. I think they've turned out really quite well. The only problem that I came across, and it probably is more to do with the base of the fabric where they put the hem, was on 2 of them the fold is very much close to that green line, and this one and the other one it's a little bit higher. I'm going to package them into the pairs that they came in, and it might be that the weave is slightly different on one from the other because it's quite a slubby fabric. If you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe, hit the bell button, and a few thumbs up will be brilliant. And in the meantime, take care. See you later. Ciao.